25 million to actually create a spider web that goes across Ada and Worthing. Why that's so unique is that's full fibre to the home. So to give you a little bit of a tech talk, which I'm not a tech person at all, at the moment you get fibre to a outside premise, and then you get a copper wire running to the homes. So this slows the connection down, which is still going through old infrastructure. This is going to be supplying fibre to the home all across Ada and Worthing, direct to the home, so not going through any channels. That's going to give us the capability of 1,000 megabits upload and download speed. At the moment on the market, you can get about 350, I think, through Virgin. We're going to have the capability, or every home is going to have the capability of 1,000 up and down. Big selling point. Big things around how people are going to use their homes in the future, smart technology, AI, VR, the list goes on, especially businesses as well. Big selling point for us, and we're absolutely delighted that City Fibre chose us. If I layer the next kind of bit on top of that, is again beyond the infrastructure. We know we have to create great experiences. So we can have lovely public realm, we can have lovely shiny new buildings, but actually if we're not doing anything else, then people aren't going to come and stay and invest and actually create the lifestyle that we want them to do in Worthing. So in terms of our experiences, we're very focused on how do we start to bring people to Worthing, stay in Worthing, and create that lifestyle change. We know there's more work to do, but what we are doing is looking at big attractions that will put Worthing on the map. This is one of my direct projects that my team did on the top left, and this was bringing a 46-metre observation wheel onto the seafront. It runs from April to September every year. It'll be back here in a couple of weeks. You probably saw it. How many saw it last year? Yeah, 40,000 people we had in 3 months. We're expecting about 100,000 people through this year. The reason I'm going to say it, and I would, because I'm in the Worthing Forum, is this is a metre bigger than wheel that was in Brighton. So this is the biggest observation wheel that's ever been on the south coast of England. We say that quite a lot. And it is not the same wheel that was in Brighton. Bespokely made in Holland for us. That'll be back in a couple of weeks' time. On the top right-hand corner is culture. We went through a recent procurement exercise to outsource all of our culture venues in Worthing to a trust. Pavilion Theatre, Connaught, our museum, and our assembly rooms. Where you're in today is a separate organisation and a separate trust, but the ones that the council owns has gone out to the trust, and that programme is becoming very diverse. The reason you got up there is we're quickly becoming the centre of circus. We have a big summer circus programme, biggest on the south coast and south east, and that is improving our cultural offer. If you haven't been to a show in Worthing around circus, please do. They're all pretty much mind-blowing. Bottom left-hand corner is our experiences around education. So, as I'm sure a number of you are aware, we don't have a university provider in Worthing. What we do have is GB Met, who provide about 100 degree level courses right on our doorstep, which is just up the road here. We've also got Worthing College, and we've got good secondary schools and good links. We are really starting to work our partnerships around universities. We see that as a real growth area for us. It's something that we need to be starting to work with. So how do we engage with the University of Chichester, University of Sussex, University of Brighton, especially around tech, knowledge and the creative industries, and how do we bring them into Worthing, which will only benefit the place. We've got a real kind of aspiration of actually getting into our high streets if we can, but that might be a bit of a long-term vision about campuses and student accommodation, etc. And lastly, I mentioned it before, oh hang on, I've gone up there. Oh look, I've flicked, haven't I? I'll come back to that one. And then we've also got knowledge and tech businesses in here. I run a Colonnade House, which is in Warwick Street. We have 15 creative and digital tenants, where we are supporting the creative industries to come in. I have flipped between slides, I do apologise, I'll go back to the other one. In terms of other businesses that we've got, pharmaceuticals I've mentioned, Rayner, they are a global company. They produce cataract insertions into your eyes, so you can actually see. Amazing technology, a global base, but that's one of a handful of businesses that we've got at the obviously employees will go to. Education I've talked about, knowledge and tech and creative industries. I'll flick back to the culture and the experiences bit. Leisure, in terms of where we are, and again, a bit like our coastal neighbours, we're very privileged to have an amazing seafront, an amazing National Downs on the seafront, so our quality of living can't be better. Our leisure opportunities are growing along the coast. We have a number of providers who are providing water sports, bike hire, you name it. So again, the idea of leisure activity to support your lifestyle is something key to us. And lastly is around events. So we have around 300 events that come through my team a year, all the way from the prides of this world, this will be the third year that we've had Pride in Worthing, 7,500 people event, all the way through to your sustainable litter picks along the beach. But it's critical that we have events in our town centres, critical that we have events in our places just to enliven that offer. I talked about businesses. So that's Worthing, to kind of give you a bit of a glimpse into what's happening over the border in Ada, which is Shoreham, Lancing and Southwick. We've equally got a lot of things happening. We have got Focus House Shoreham on the top left. This was our former car park on the old Ada Civic Centre presence. We got circa 2 million, again from central government, and we supported a business who was going to move to Burgess Hill. We got a pre-let on this, and we as Ada District Council built it, which is amazing, because not a lot of people are building offices at the moment in this market. But we did it, we had a pre-let, and it's working, so we're delighted by that. So that kind of gives you kind of like the risk factor of the councils, of what we're looking at, the appetite for change, I guess. Top right, Free Wolf, again, we supported. We got £10 million worth of Homes England funding into this scheme, 540 units circa onto Western Harbour Arm in Shoreham, near Shoreham Port. Big development, and one that we're supporting. I'm going to stop on Lancing for a second, which is the bottom left-hand corner. Sunbeam, this is a local developer, Roffey Homes, who built it, so that's not exciting in itself. But we, as the council, have got a real focus on Lancing over the next couple of years. Why? Things are happening in Worthing, we've got cranes happening in Worthing, we've got cranes happening in Shoreham, we've got stuff happening in Southwick. Lancing, we feel, is in real need of a big push, and I think there's real opportunity with Lancing. We're going to do a lot of work around that. Fueled by, whether you love it or you hate it, the Newmarks Farm development and the IKEA that is coming to Newmarks Farm, which is just by Brighton Homes training ground. 600 homes, IKEA, new commercial space. So hopefully that kind of gives you a bit of an idea of the extent of stuff that is happening in Worthing and Ada to a certain degree. Hopefully gives you a small idea of a council that is willing to help and support and guide and really move the place into a different place. And to find out more, we know that there's a hidden, there might be, that'll be the first time you've heard about it. We produce a bi-monthly, maybe quarterly, magazine called Building AW, which is a free subscription, and everything that I've talked about tonight and more is in that online magazine. So if you want to know about it, please email me. My business cards are over here, and it gives you a direct to your inbox what is happening in Ada and Worthing every 3 months. And obviously next one will be coming out in the next couple of weeks. So please do. And that's it. So hopefully that kind of, as I say, gives you a flavour of what's happening. I could have probably talked for another hour or so. But I think now is, I suppose, any questions and answers, I guess. Anyone's got any questions? Yeah? Or not, and then I can walk home.
Any questions? I'll put the mic to hand out. Firstly, should we give him a round of applause? That was a great job.
Sorry, can I just ask a question?
Yeah, very interesting and very
600 new homes, the care site, what's happening about doctor surgeries, schools.
Yeah, good question. So if I take the last one first, which is around doctor surgeries and health. We have a good working relationship with CCG, NHS and others around healthcare provision in the local area. An intervention that we're making into that health provision in Worthing is we're partnering with a whole range of organisations to build on the back of our civic centre site, so the town hall site, an integrated health hub, which essentially is around circa, I think it's about 10 million-ish, if not more, which brings together CCG, mental health, 6 doctor surgeries and more into one central location for our population in the town centre. In terms of infrastructure, it's a great question. It's a question that we ask ourselves all the time in terms of A27 and others, A259. What I would say is we have, so that's obviously a Highways England scheme, it's a West Sussex scheme, so it goes beyond district and borough. But what our leaders are doing with our MPs is obviously lobbying to make sure that A27 is on the next hit list for Highways England. You may or may not have seen, and this is kind of good news for us in a little way, is Highways England have just announced consultation around the Arundel Chichester bypass of A27, and they've assured us that the next one will be us in terms of what does that look like. Bit of a failed attempt probably a few years ago, which was a bit of, probably skirting around the edges in terms of cutting corners. We weren't happy with that as a council. We actually went back and said it needs to be better in terms of easing congestion. So again, we're in those conversations. Not easy, but we're in those conversations with Highways England. And for us, we need to make sure that Highways England and central government are aware of the challenges that exist down here beyond. And to be honest, even if IKEA in 600 homes doesn't go in, it's still a problem as we sit today around infrastructure and rail. The other ones that we are talking to is around our network rail and around not so much as we have the power to say, make sure your train speed up, and that will help and be on time and all that sort of stuff. But what we are doing is saying what's the experience look like out of our train stations when you arrive and working, etc. So we're doing a lot of work on that experience with network rail as well.
Any other questions? No? Okay, can we just have a big round of applause for you guys?
Thank you so much for coming, Andy, and giving us a bit of an insight. Lots of things I didn't know. I had no idea what Andy was going to say, only that he came recommended by Chris, and I trust what Chris says. We're going to welcome up Neil and Chris to give you a property market overview now. So yeah, questions?
Are we both on? Yeah?
Yeah, I think so.